Okay, I'm going to start with something that might trigger you a little bit, okay? But when it comes to manifesting and the reason why it's not working for most people, that reason is not necessarily that most people are using the wrong techniques to manifest a specific person, but the problem is usually that most people are manifesting from the wrong kind of energy, okay? That is a problem. Because when it comes to manifesting a specific person, most of the people are not in alignment. Most people are not in alignment, and most people are in a place of lack. And lack is not attractive. Lack is not attractive. Sorry to say, but that is the truth. So, when visualizing a relationship with a specific person that you would like to have a relationship with, if you at the same time feel kind of anxious, you are afraid of rejection, you are feeling very attached to them, and so on, you are not actually manifesting love. Sorry to say, but you're not manifesting love. If you are coming from a place of, feeling anxious, afraid of rejection, wondering when they're going to reach out and so on, you're not manifesting love. You are actually manifesting need. You are manifesting neediness. And need is not attractive and it's not magnetic. Need usually repels. And so a lot of people don't actually want their specific person. And that is, okay, this is important. That is also the reason why a lot of people are so attached to a specific person and think things like, I will never be happy unless I have a relationship with my specific person, because it's usually not about the person, but the actual person per se. I mean, of course, it's about the person, but let me try to explain. It's not actually about that person. It's usually about a very natural need for us humans, a need for being chosen, a need to be chosen, to be validated, a need to have someone come back and prove your worth. And these are all things that are natural for humans, okay? So this is not something weird. Most people want to feel validated, want to feel loved, and so on. So it's usually about that. And that is why you might be so attached to someone that you're interested in, because you have this strong natural need in yourself to be validated, to have someone to come back, to have your back, to be in your life. It's very natural. However, you cannot manifest from a place of lack. You cannot have someone else fill a void inside of you. And this is important because this is usually a big problem for a lot of people when manifesting a specific person, that you are trying to fill this void, this emptiness inside of you with someone else. And that can never happen. Someone else can never fill a void inside of you, because energetically, that is saying to the universe, I am not whole without you. I am not complete without you. I am not complete or whole without this person. Okay? And doing that is not to be aligned energetically. That is not where you want to be energetically to manifest someone or something. You have to feel whole and complete without this person, without your desires, or whatever you're trying to manifest. If it's not a specific person, whatever it is you want to manifest, you can never rely on that or that person to feel whole and complete. You have to feel whole and complete first, okay? Otherwise, you are in the wrong energy field. You can never have someone else fill your void inside of you. To attract someone. So you can manifest all you want. You can manifest, you can visualize every night and morning if you want. But if your nervous system is in chasing mode, if your nervous system is in chasing mode, if you are basically checking their social media all the time, waiting for messages, wondering when they're going to reach out, analyzing their latest text message to you, and so on. If you're doing that, you're still chasing, okay? If you are spending most of the day thinking about them, wondering when they are going to reach out, you are still chasing. However, it is of course okay to think about someone if you are not doing it from a place of lack, if you are not thinking or analyzing or feeling anxious when they're going to reach out. But if you're thinking of them in a positive sense, like, I really like this person, I feel so much love towards them, then that's okay. But thinking of them from an anxious point of view, that is still to chase, okay? And the universe doesn't respond to neediness because it's to emphasize the lack, the fact that you don't have this person yet. The universe doesn't respond to that. And the universe doesn't respond to words. The universe responds to state, to your inner state, in an energetic sense. It responds to state. So you can say whatever you want. You can pretend, you can visualize, but if your inner state is not aligned with your desires, you are never going to attract it, okay? So here's the thing also, love doesn't come when you're trying to get someone to stay. It comes when you no longer need them to feel complete, okay? Love comes when you no longer need someone to feel complete. When you no longer have that void or emptiness inside of you. That is when love comes your way. It doesn't come when you're trying to convince someone to come your way, when you're trying to convince someone to stay. Okay? This is important. And so what else? Well, like, here's the uncomfortable truth. Manifesting doesn't start when you focus more on your specific person, the person that you want a romantic relationship with. It starts when you take all the energy back that you have been giving to them, when you take all of that energy back to yourself instead, when you bring it back to yourself. That is when manifestations start to show up. When you bring the energy back to yourself instead of giving it to your SP, to your specific person. And that means to let go. That means to let go. It doesn't mean to give up. I'm not talking about giving up, but it means that you have to let go. It means that you have to let go and you have to stop the kind of energetic begging, the begging, come to me, like that energy. You have to stop that. So when you truly let go, and you no longer have the void inside of you, the feeling that you need this person to feel happy, that is when this person is going to come your way. And that's the paradox, okay? But that is when it starts. That is when you start attracting people. And that is where magnetism starts. That is when you start being magnetic, when you bring the energy back to yourself, okay? Visualizing is something that works for some people, but not for everyone. And if you are someone that has been trying to visualize and it hasn't been working for you, the reason is because you are doing it from the wrong kind of energy, okay? So you can be using the best visualization technique in the whole world, but if you are doing it from a place of lack, if your inner state is not in the right place, it's never going to succeed. So manifesting is more so about your energy, the vibration and your inner state, what energetic field you are in, more so about that than about techniques and exercises. So it doesn't matter what exercise or technique or method you are doing, it's not going to work if your inner state doesn't reflect the parallel reality you're trying to manifest. Okay. And so that is the reason why it's not working. If you have been trying to visualize and it hasn't been working, that is the reason. Because you might be visualizing, and then when you are done with the meditation, you open your eyes, look around, and your 3D reality doesn't match the reality you're trying to manifest. And that can be quite depressing, to be honest. And then your energy is more focused on neediness and lack. And then you are going to get more of the lack. And this is the reason why it's not working for you. And chasing is also an energy that blocks your manifesting. So if you are still chasing, and I mean that both in a physical sense, like in the 3D reality to chase, but also in your mind. So if you're texting someone all the time, that is to chase. But if you're also obsessing over them, and if you're feeling anxious and afraid of rejection, and you are analyzing when they're going to respond to you, that is still to chase, but in your mind. Even if you're not texting them or doing anything in the physical world, if you're still thinking of them in an anxious way, if you're still feeling attached to them in a way that makes you feel anxious, that is going to block your manifestation because you are in the wrong sort of energetic space. Okay, so chasing in the physical sense, but also in your mind. is what's blocking your manifestations. So that is the main issue when it comes to a lot of those techniques, such as manifesting by visualizing and so on. That is usually the problem, because manifesting is not so much about wanting something, it's more so about being. Manifesting is not about wanting, it's about being. It's about being the version of yourself that is living in the parallel reality where you have your desires. Okay, it's more so about being that person rather than wanting. And this is also the reason why wanting something, chasing after something, and so on doesn't work, because that is not what manifesting is about. It's about being a person that has what you want. It's about stepping into that version of yourself. Okay, so you don't attract by wanting, you attract by being. Okay. So what you have to do, so you might be wondering, okay, this sounds good. What do I have to do? What you have to do. This is key, my friends. This is key. What you have to do is to bring the energy back to yourself instead. Don't waste it on all these things. Don't waste your energy on chasing. Don't waste your energy on texting, on wondering, analyzing their text messages, feeling sad and so on. Don't waste your energy on that, because you are wasting your energy. You're wasting your precious energy. Instead, bring it back to yourself. Bring it back to yourself. Bring your energy back to yourself. That is when it's going to work, because that is when you're going to become magnetic. That is when you're going to attract people, not just people, but things. Anything you desire is going to come your way. That is when you're going to become attractive and going to attract things and become magnetic, okay? When you bring the energy back to yourself, rather than wasting your energy on chasing, on doing things, trying to convince people or things come your way, convincing someone to stay. Instead, bring it back to yourself. Because like a magnet is sitting here and it's just attracting things to it. It doesn't have to chase after something because it's just sitting here. It's being a magnet. So things are coming its way. I don't know if that was a good way to explain it, but I hope you see what I mean. So be a magnet. Bring the energy back to yourself, okay? And doing that might seem scary. It might seem like, okay, if I don't try to convince someone to stay, if I stop visualizing, if I stop with these things, it's to give up. I'm basically giving up, and I'm saying to the universe that I am giving up and I don't want it anymore. But here's the thing also, detaching is not the same thing as giving up. So when you detach and let go, that is not the same thing as giving up, because you can still want something but not chase after it, okay? So the universe knows that what you want. The universe knows that you desire a relationship with this person, so you don't have to tell the universe anymore. The universe already knows, so you can now let go. You're free to let go. Don't be scared to let go. Because the specific person, your specific person, is going to come your way when you don't need them anymore. When you stop needing your specific person, that is when they are going to reach out to you. That is when they are going to reach out to you, because that is when you are going to become attractive and magnetic. And that might seem scary, okay? That might seem scary to stop trying and to believe that when I stop trying, that's when they are going to reach out. But you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. And I promise, I have been into the field of the law of attraction for a long time, and I know what works and what doesn't. So just trust me. Trust me that chasing doesn't work. Bring the energy back to yourself instead. And so affirming without embodying the right kind of energy doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. So I would just advise you to stop with it all. Stop saying affirmations. Stop with affirmations. Stop with visualizations. Stop it all. Stop everything. Because it doesn't work unless you are embodying the right kind of energy. It doesn't work. You have to embody the right kind of energy. And that energy is an energy of not chasing, of being whole and complete with or without this person. Because the thing is, like, The moment manifesting something, not just a specific person, but anything, the moment manifesting starts working is the moment when you start being okay with the outcome, whatever the outcome is. So the moment you start feeling okay with the fact that if this person reaches out, I'm going to be fine. But if this person doesn't reach out, I'm still going to be fine anyway. When you start being okay, feeling okay with the outcome, whatever the outcome is, that is when you are going to attract your person, or when you're going to succeed with your manifestations. When you stop being so attached to the end result, when you start being okay with the fact that you and this person might not be in a relationship, but I am fine. That is, and this is a paradox, that is when they're going to reach out. That is when you are going to see your manifestations start showing up. When you actually start being okay with the outcome, even if the outcome is not what you want, even if the outcome is not what you desire, but you're okay with it anyway. That is when you actually truly let go, when you stop being attached. And why this works is because that is the moment you start embodying the right kind of energy, okay? So as long as you have this attached energy of being anxious, feeling needy, analyzing the text messages, wondering why your manifesting methods are not working, why it hasn't been working for you to visualize, so on. Whenever your mind goes that way, when you start thinking of these things, you are still embodying the wrong energy. I am sorry, my friends, but you are still not in the right space. So you have to stop that. The moment you stop feeling anxious about that, and the moment you bring your energy back to yourself instead, that is when you're going to attract your specific person, okay? But you have to feel complete and whole first. You cannot rely on someone else to make you complete, because you are never going to succeed manifesting them. You have to feel whole and complete first, okay? You have to feel whole and complete first. So ask yourself this also, like, is it, am I trying to, do I want this person, this specific person, because I'm trying to fill a void in myself? Or would it just be an extra thing in my life, okay? Because if you're trying to fill a void, an emptiness inside of you, you are in the wrong space. You are embodying the wrong kind of energy. But if you see it more in a sense of, I'm already satisfied with my life, and having this person in my life would just be something extra, but I don't need it to be happy. If that's the space where you're in, then you're in the wrong. Then you are in the right space. Then you are embodying the right kind of energy. So ask yourself that, am I trying to fill a void inside, or do I already feel complete, and having a relationship with this person would just be an extra thing in my life, but I don't need them? That is the main question you have to ask yourself. And if you find that I am trying to fill a void in myself, fix the void first. Feel good about yourself and feel complete first. Because then only after you have managed to do that, only when you start feeling complete is when you're going to attract your person. Okay? So, my friends, I hope this explanation made sense. If it didn't click for you, feel free to watch it again. Feel free to post any comments here below. I'm trying to respond to them the best I can, but I do miss questions sometimes, so bear with me. By the way, also, I have myself actually managed to manifest my own specific person with this kind of technique that I just told you in this video, with this sort of principle of embodying the right kind of energy. That's how I met my husband. But that's a different story. So I hope you can trust me, because I have tried a lot of things and I know what is working. So I just want to save you some time. So I hope this explanation made sense. And again, any questions, feel free to reach out. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to support me by posting a comment, because the best way to support me is not by subscribing. So you don't have to subscribe, forget that. But I would really appreciate it if you want to post a comment here below if this video resonated with you, because the algorithm loves comments, like I usually say. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Wish you all an amazing day ahead, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.